Once again, I believe it was...
and that was Yusuf again.
Who has been involved in many occasions in the first half. And, of course, scoring the second vital goal for South Melbourne right on half-time. And Preston really need to lift up their game in the second half, Ross.
They need to tighten up that defence there and not allow the attacking players of South Melbourne any extra space, that's for sure.
Again, De Moraes down that right wing for South, trying to play forward the ball for Coveney. The 1-2 not working for the South Melbourne players, but it will be a corner for South. And they won a lot of corners in the first half. And there is...
De Moraes, beautiful, and that's there the futsal skills that we know he can... he certainly has a good command over. And here come Preston Lions now. Can they peg this goal back?
Clear really trying to push the ball out, but losing possession there. The referees awarding a free kick to the Preston Lions, who surely will need another quick one in the second half, as Svetkopoulos, the young South Melbourne keeper. The ball again in the middle of the park. And it's Shane Nunez for South. Clever ball looking for Zoric. Preston defence just cutting the ball out, but it's still with South. A snapshot there. And again, it's Vaughan Coveney there, Ross. He's played a few games against this team here, and a lot of games, of course, for South Melbourne.
Certainly has, and what a great illustrious career for him as well. He's beautiful skills there. That was unbelievable. And who was it again? Look at this.
Great shot there from De Moraes, and again
Fernando De Moraes.
Damir Salsin throwing himself at the ball. But I think the crowd is getting great entertainment here at BT Connor Reserve. 3 goals in the first half, attacking moves.
And rumour has it that he has a good voice too, Fernando De Moraes. Did you know that, John?
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes, I've heard from the boys there, from the Nationals up in Sydney, when they went in the futsal Nationals, that he sang a few songs. Here's a shot.
Brazilian songs. What a great goal.
Look at that.
It's 3-1. A great shot.
Zoric. What a beauty.
Goran Zoric. Just only 10 minutes played into the second half.
And have a look at that. Unstoppable stuff.
And not much Damir Salsin can do about that. And Michalakopoulos, we can see, he's looking a bit more happier, Ross, even though he's thinking about his team's next move. But I'm sure he'll be a man that's been delighted so far by South's performance.
Well, he'd have to be a bit happier than the first 5 minutes of this game, that's for sure.
Exactly.
Here comes a cross again right in front of goal, and I can tell you it's quite obvious here that the Preston Lions defence are in tatters at the moment. They're allowing too much space. We saw that a little bit earlier on, or in the latter half of the first half, but it certainly has become very evident here that the defence need to tighten up quite a bit, because they could concede a few more here. But here comes South Melbourne again with the ascendancy, no doubt about that now.
Great one-touch play as they push forward.
Great move.
And Zoric, a
and
similar
he put
goal.
It away again.
That was a great move once more from the young striker. He's second for South Melbourne, and again, a great goal as he turned away from his marker.
John,
Ross.
Let's have a look at that again. He knew exactly where he was going with that ball, and geez, that was a hard strike as well.
Perfect placement. And it's 4-1 for South Melbourne, and Preston at the moment looking shocked here, BT Connor Reserve. A shot there, actually, that's the first shot in the second half for the Preston Lions. As South Melbourne now having that comfortable lead.
Certainly have. Preston Lions certainly need a goal here just to lift that morale up a bit, because they are shell-shocked at the moment.
Free kick there. And referee, who hasn't had really a hard game to look after so far at BT Connor Reserve.
Well, there haven't been that many controversial decisions or anything like that. It's just been South Melbourne bombarding the goal here. And right in front of goal, but mopped up nicely there by Salsin. And boy, has he been busy.
Very busy man. Damir Salsin, 4 goals ending up at the back of his net as South Melbourne push forward once more. Great one touch, and Zorich is on the go again.
Has he beaten the offside?
I think he has, Ross, but he plays the ball out wide, and it's 5-1, an easy goal, this one, for his teammate.
And the Preston Lions looking over at the linesman there, but he certainly kept his flag down.
As Dejan Radosic putting South Melbourne ahead by 5-1. There is Zorich, could have scored on his own.
And that, of course, was his first goal for South Melbourne, so he'd be quite delighted, the young man.
And he showed his delight by going to the fans at the back of the Preston goals.
Well,
so 5-1.
Well, who would have believed it, John?
And this is probably one of the biggest margins so far that South has ever produced in this stadium over the years, Ross.
Well, look, I mean, all of us are a bit shell-shocked here. Preston Lions certainly looked fantastic in those first 5 minutes, putting away a goal. But it just seems that there's no doubt that the defence here have been a bit all over the place, allowing South Melbourne a lot of privileges up in the forward line, and they've certainly capitalised. Here they come again.
Good
nice little touch.
Zorich going past two players, and the referee awarding a penalty to South Melbourne. He was very close.
And this is certainly adding to the woes of Preston Lions, a penalty as well. Let's have a look at that again. It seemed pretty close there.
Well, I think the Preston player did sort of put... Oh, there he is, Ross. Zorich unable to capitalise on his first kick. It does so in the second.
And let's have a look at that again.
Zorich, 6-1.
And I tell you what, it just doesn't seem to be Preston Lions Day. Look at this, the penalty kick. Beautiful save there by Selsen, but mopped up. Yeah, and Zorich. There we have it.
That's his hat-trick for today, Ross. Goran Zorich with 3 goals under his name so far. 6-1.
Is he having a dance today, that's for sure.
There is again.
Can he put another one? Here he goes again. Nice little chip
there,
here.
Zorich. But great move. See, the scoreline, of course, makes a player do wonders with the ball, as we can see on that occasion there. It was Youssef trying to feed Zorich with a clever chip.
And the Preston Lions here certainly shell-shocked, as we said before. This is a pretty big margin here for South Melbourne. Of course, they've got the luxury now of moving the ball around, and it's amazing, you know.
Samuel Torrance there being brought down, the youngster. And Mihalakopoulos throwing a few more new faces into the South Melbourne lineup in this second half.
And why wouldn't you, John, at this point, give them a bit of experience, that's for sure. And here's a shot from outside.
Great goal there.
And what a superb volley was that!
And I think it was the same man, Ross.
Would you believe it?
Goran Zorich.
Goran Zorich put one away. Let's have a look at that again. He is on fire.
Great shot there. The ball just going over Selsen.
Nothing Selsen could do with that.
And I think Selsen... You cannot blame the Preston keeper for any of the goals in this game. Even the guy saved the penalty too. So
no, Johnny hasn't had that much support there in the defence. They just seem to be...
Well, it's not just the defence. I think even the Preston midfield didn't produce the goods for him. A lot of the players unable to really put any pressure on this South Melbourne team today.
Here they come, perhaps from outside here, but the ball sprayed wide there.
That sums it all for Preston's evening, I think. The shot coming in late in the game by Stuart Wilson, who's come onto the park in the second half. But a 7-1 lineup for scoreline, I should say, pardon me, for South Melbourne.
Surely there won't be any more, John. This is just...
Well, you just never know. South Melbourne haven't given up, Ross, as you can see. They're still pushing forward. Petrovic now on the ball for South, with lots of time. Just playing the ball back now. South Melbourne just happy to keep possession in these last minutes of this game.
And there it is, John, and we see a scoreline here, a massive scoreline, massive win for South Melbourne over Preston Lions, 7-1.